Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola is attending the commemoration of the Delmas Treason Trial in Mpumalanga. The trial is regarded as one of the longest ones in South Africa. At least 22 anti-apartheid activists faced treason charges under the apartheid regime security laws. I'm now joined by Minister Ronald Lamola himself. He's joining us from that particular trial. Minister, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. We know that a lot of anti-apartheid activists were actually, the ones who were found to be in the wrong during that particular time. What is it that the Justice Ministry is doing to turn things around for those types of crimes or alleged crimes? Obviously, during that time, there were crimes according to the Constitution. What is it that the Minister and his department is doing to change things around today?
Yeah, indeed, as you are aware, at that time, the law was the instrument of the state being used to suppress and South Africans, particularly black South Africans. But now with the Constitution, the law is now an instrument for justice, for fairness, and also for equality, to enable all South Africans to participate in an equal way. We are now living in an environment where it's no longer parliamentary supremacy, but it's a constitutional democracy where the courts are free and institutions must be run in accordance with the Constitution, and all of us are now subject to the Constitution. It's an important event for the community here in Delmas and the South Africa as a whole, because it reminds us of the past and how we can forge to go forward.
And in terms of the Imam Heron inquest, how far are we with that, Minister?
Yeah, as you are aware, we did announce that the processes will have to start with the JP appointing the judge to handle the inquest. So once that has been concluded, I think the judge who is going to run the inquest will then announce the processes going forward.
And Minister, in terms of the commemoration that you were doing today, what exactly were the festivities? What was the message that you were giving to the families of those who were blamed for atrocities during the time that they were fighting for the liberation of South Africans?
Yeah, the key message to the community is that now with the Constitution, let's all of us come together to advance the interest of society in terms of the economy, because the Constitution does allow us. The community here in Delmas in particular is a community which is a mining community and farming community. We do believe that this trial could also be used as a tourism attraction, like it is being done with the Concord. So there's a lot of opportunities in terms of tourism that the municipality is looking into. So we're hoping to inspire them to continue with that work, because tourism can play an important role in terms of the economy and also in terms of job creation.
Some of the leaders that were on, the Delmas Treason Trial have, for instance, passed on, etc. Do you think they would be proud about where South Africa is today? This was the longest trial in South Africa's history during the apartheid days, and they were put through quite a lot, by police while they were in custody, some of them, etc. Do you think they would be proud of where we are as a country right now and how the law is fighting for innocent people today?
Yeah, I think we have gone a long way in our constitutional democracy, where there is equality for everyone in terms of the law. But obviously they will want to see more being done in relations to the economy, in relations to jobs for South Africans. They will also want to see us having a stable country in terms of it being crime-free, and also seeing the state dealing decisively with corruption. So I do think they will be proud, but they will want to see more being done, because they do believe that as a government, civil society and South Africans, we can do more.
Talking about wanting to see a government that is fighting corruption, Minister, I know that there's some tasks that you're supposed to meet for South Africa not to be on a grey list by next year, I think around April. And I have to ask you this question, since I have you on the show, Minister, on how it's going in terms of those deadlines that you're supposed to meet, so that we're not seen as a country that is prone to terrorism and corruption. A lot of economists and analysts are saying that we are definitely going to be on that list, because they feel government government hasn't had enough time and hasn't had the political will to implement some of the things that have been set out in the stipulated tasks that we must do by those deadlines. What do you say in response to that?
If there was no political will, we will not be having the Trust Property Control Amendment Bill that is going to go through Parliament. We will not be amending the Companies Act, which is also going to go through Parliament, the NPO legislations and other various legislations that have been pointed for amendment. And government has sprung swiftly to respond in terms of those legislations. In the NPA, they've got a task force that is dealing with the mutual legal assistance across the globe that relates to some of the issues that has been raised by the task force. There is a lot of work that is indeed happening. Obviously, we will still be measured against the backdrop of progress being made, but there is political will. The whole of government is attending to respond to the matter. Even law enforcement agencies are also attending to respond to this matter.
Yeah, okay, Minister. Well, thank you very much. We are seeing the arrests as South Africans. We're just hoping that the wheels of justice turn fast enough and that we see convictions. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Ronald Lamola.